Okay, this is going to be a number of different exercises to try to work and strengthen a neutral spine position. So I'm going to just go over a few. There's also an additional couple mobilizations, so we'll go over those before I go to the neutral spine stuff. So you can obtain neutral spine with this one as well. What you want to do is, we went over it in the room, but you're going to try to get that back flattened, and usually you obtain that by engaging the glutes and shifting the pelvis forward. And then you want to go and try to do extension until the point where you feel discomfort. So how you do that is you're going to actually kind of raise your belly up and let your back arch, and usually you're tilting your pelvis forward helps you do that as well. So you want to get to that point where it feels painful and then work just under it, and then brace like we've talked about. So that rope between the belly button and spine, create tension, and you want to hold it such that like I'm doing right now, and I can still talk and breathe. So from there, what we're going to do is that hamstring stretch. So leg up, knee just below the hip. You're going to bring your hands behind, ankle all the way up, and kick until you hit that point of tension. Okay? And you're just going to do slow reps. You see, when I get to that end point, I'm getting shaky. That's kind of what you want to do. So really working to that end range. Good. You'll either feel it in your calf or your hamstring, depending. So the two things that you can work on for the neutral spine, you can keep doing those lateral shifts on the wall too. But with these, it's more of a home thing. So there's the first one is going to be on the hands and knees, and you're simply just going to put your knees in line with your hips and your shoulders in line with your wrists. If you do this right off the bat, you should already kind of feel like your body's having to engage through here. So I'm already, I'm kind of letting my body get into a challenging position. So there. And now what I'm going to do from there is do some of those slight shifts with my pelvis to find out where that aggravating position is. So for you, it's going to be, dropping that belly down, letting the hips kind of buckle forward. You're going to find that bite. And what you want to do is, when you find that bite, you're going to go just a little bit above it. By, once again, shifting the pelvis back. Then once I'm there, I'm going to do that engagement. And then I'm going to just do some really deep breaths and try to do breaths through my stomach. So breathe into that tension. So I'll do 3, and then what I'm going to do after I've been bracing and holding here for a little bit is I'm going to challenge by trying to go back into that extension position and see if it feels more tolerable. If you get a little more depth, come a little bit off of it again, and do that breathing. So 3 times with that tension. So you see what I'm doing? I'm shifting my pelvis, trying to find that aggravating position. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Same thing goes. But this is more for a challenge in sitting. So you could take like a chair or a table, something where you can get your legs up on it. So you're going to just let your legs relax, and you're going to get your butt as close to like a sitting position as possible. It's like, your knees are usually a little bit below your hips. So right there's good. I'm not moving my legs at all, and what I'm doing is the same thing. I'm challenging that end range. So I find that bite. I'm going to go a little bit under it, tense, breathe through the stomach, give it 3 breaths, and then wiggle and see if you can feel more tolerance for that end position. So what this is going to do neurologically is going to help you to figure out where your best stability point is. Your body's going to naturally try to acquire the position that's the least aggravating. So when you sit, you're going to be more symmetrical in this position. So also when you're in this position, pay attention to your hip and where they're wiggled, and try to get them in a more symmetrical position. So you see how my legs are going up and down. Try to figure out if you're torqued a little bit too. So like for you, you're going to try to probably dip like your right hip a little lower, and then work from there. Make sense?
Yes.
All right. So I would do like 10 rounds of 3 breaths with the one on the fours and then the one sitting. All right,
Okay.
good.